Nice Guy Rides here, coming with another update on my TAT adventure trip. So I'm just going to give you a quick update. First of all, number one, I know my first video I told you why I started doing this right now in my life was I lost my job. So I now have a job. It starts on November 5th. I'm really excited about that. It actually is a really good setup for me. And it gives me a week to sit here and think about motorcycles and to also prepare for my new job, by the way. But do a little research and that type of thing. So that's what I've been doing. And over the weekend, I had a chance to go to a couple places. I finally got my driver's license, which was really exciting. It took me a while. I had to go back and forth to DMV like 15 times and dig out all this old paperwork to get it done, but I do finally have a license, so now I can legally drive in Virginia with my little M2 certification. That way, if I go and I want to do a test drive, then I can do that legally. And I know some people are like, just go, no one's going to say that, whatever. But I really, I like to go by the book. That's just the kind of guy I am. So I have my license finally. I'm ready to really start looking at bikes seriously in terms of trying them out and that type of thing. And I've run into some, problems with that as well, because I didn't realize how exactly hard it was to test drive motorcycles. I kind of knew that, but I don't know, for some reason I thought it had changed, but it really hasn't. They have, demo versions of bikes that you can ride, but that doesn't necessarily cover the bikes that I want to get. And most of the places that I've gone to don't have those bikes available. Like I went to the BMW dealer, they had the 310R, which is kind of the road version of the GS, but that's a totally different bike. I mean, yes, it's the same engine, but it's tuned differently. It's probably even geared differently. And the riding position is really different. So riding that bike does me no good at all. And so really trying to find the right bike to test drive is important. The other thing I need is a helmet. So I went helmet shopping. This is probably the least scientific thing that I've done. I really made this decision predominantly on price. So I chose the AFX FX4. They didn't actually have it in stock on my size, so I just left. I'm going to order it from Rocky Mountain ATV probably. They seem to have everything in stock, so I can just get it. And once I get that, then I can really go out and start test driving. And I didn't want to test drive with a loaner helmet because I want to be able to video some of this stuff. So that's another thing that I've been looking at is action cameras. I've been looking between the X3000 Sony and the Hero GoPro 7. Those are two. Man, I tell you what, all this stuff is like research, man. You could just research and learn about tech all day long, So hopefully I can help some of you guys who are going through this process. But those are the two cameras in my opinion that I want to use. And until I get a helmet, I really can't mount that in a really good way if I'm going to test drive. But if I have a helmet, then I can go ahead and put the GoPro mount on there, hide it in my pocket, and then get out there on the bike, then put it on there, and then I can, I can record that experience for you guys so you see that. So that's something I've been considering as well. But I think the AFX helmet is the best value, and right now I'm looking for a cheap helmet to get me on the road. That one has a lot of features in it. It's got like a drop-down visor. It's got the vents on the top that close, whereas like the Bell helmet in that price range, the vents didn't close. I don't think it had a drop-down visor either. So it just has a lot of features. It's like $170, but it seems like a good helmet, and that's the one I'm going to go with. And so I went to the dealer yesterday, looked at a couple bikes there that they had on the showroom, but they didn't really have anything. They did have a 2017 CB500X, which I could possibly want to make a deal on at some point, but I'm in no rush. I need that helmet first, and I will want to test drive, so I'm not going to buy a bike without test driving. Having said that, I actually tried to buy a bike without test driving. I found a CB500X that had been rally rated sort of in Kalamazoo and Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was like far away. And I put an offer in for that bike that I thought that was a reasonable offer, but they had already given me this offer that was super inflated. It was like $17,000. Again, let me say that again. CB500X, $17,000. I was like, are you kidding me? They said that was the MSRP of that bike. I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's just not honesty. Come on, guys. Be honest, you know? And if I was not Nice Guy Rides, I'd be telling you exactly who it was. But I'm not going to do that. So they just weren't very honest. They weren't ready to do a deal anyway. So, and it was a 2016. It was a new 2016, but it was a 2016. So they should be, you know, trying to make a deal on that bike. And the worst part is they had advertised it well under that on the like $7,000 less on the Cycle Trader ad that got me to them. So that was a sad moment in humanity, I think. But that's the motorcycle dealer world and what you run into. So that wasn't a good experience. But I did offer them money, and I would have bought the bike too because it was new and it had the rally rate on there already, and I could have gotten right out riding on some dirt and getting some practice. So that brings me to right now, like kind of where I am, like deciding wise on the motorcycles. I'm really right now leaning in the direction of that WR250R. And I have been leaning in the CB direction. And I might lean back the other way. I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. But those are definitely the two bikes that I'm looking at. The CB500X Rally Raid and the WR250R. But the WR250R, the more I look at it and the weight of that bike and the fact that I think it'd be really fun to do like weekend trips on, stuff like that. And really get to know this dual sport life, I think it would be a good introductory bike for that. And I mean, the CB500X is great for the long roads and the long stretches where you're talking about on the TAT trail. But I've got I've got some time before I hit that trail. I think I'd have a good time on that WR250R. And the WR250R is more than capable of doing the TAT trail. It's just, I think I'd be a little more comfortable on the Honda. And both of them are pretty much bulletproof. So that's where I am right now. And I did find some on Craigslist that are good deals. I feel like I could get a good deal. And some of them are already kind of upgraded. And the only thing left for me to do would be like, throw some panniers on the back, suspension upgrade. Apparently the WR250R, you've got to upgrade the suspension because it's super bouncy in the back. The damping is just really bad. And there's a company here actually in Virginia that does that. Go Race. You can get your suspension modded from them. So it would just be easier. And it would get me out on the dirt faster riding so I could get better doing those things. But again, winter's coming too. So I don't know how much super riding I'm going to be doing anyway. So that's kind of where I am in terms of the motorcycle stuff. Also, November 5th, I'm really excited about the 700 Tenere. It is coming out and at some point, we don't know when, but they're doing a live stream, and this is after they've taken it all over the world. And that live stream, I'm thinking they're going to make some big announcements about what the future of that bike's going to be, when it's going to be available. Probably not price, but they're probably going to get us all excited about it. We'll see. But the great thing about that is it's the unicorn bike, I call it, because it meets all the specs everybody wants from the adventure tour world, or that people have been, dying for, which would be a 700, 800 cc bike, which weighs less than 400 pounds, and also can cost like less than $10,000. I think that's going to be the Tenere 700. And it probably will be priced at $9,997, which is a lot to pay for an adventure bike, because I know you can buy a used bike and throw it together really easily for a lot less than that. But man, if that bike comes out and it's going to be available, it's going to be really hard not to get that bike. because that would be like a long-term bike. I'm going to keep this for a long time, you know, travel the world on it, that type of thing. So again, I'm still thinking of that, and I'll probably just get, if that's the case and it's really nice, I'll probably just get like a bike, intermediate bike that I can buy it, sell it, and then get the Tenere when it's available before I hit the TAT trail, just so I can get some dirt experience and that kind of thing. That's probably what I'll do, and I won't make any modifications on it at all. I'll just tear it up and then sell it for the same amount that I bought it for. So that's kind of my plan if the Tenere ends up being nice. And now some of you guys, I know you're like, KTM 790, blah, blah. No, KTM 790 is not the bike for me. It's probably going to be really high strung. It's going to be geared for power, and I would like some decent gas mileage out of a bike. And I bet you that Yamaha is going to be, you know, better on the gas. Also, it will probably not be under $10,000. It will probably be like $11,500. That's my guesstimate, you know, something like that. But it'll probably be more expensive. It's because it's a KTM, and the reliability is just not going to be there. I want a bulletproof bike. That's why I like the CB500X so much, because that is a bulletproof bike. That bike will last for years, doing almost no maintenance to it. It's doing the very basic stuff to it, whereas, you know, KTMs are known for, you know, being a little finicky on that side of things. So that's kind of where I am with that hunt. Trying to think of anything I left out. Not really. So I'm all ready to go. Just doing some more research. Obviously, waiting. I got to get my helmet in. Once I get my helmet in, then I'll be out. You know, trying to get some test drives in. Try to get a feel for some of these bikes. And in the meantime, I might make an offer. If I do, you'll know about it because I'll tell you, and I'll be all excited about it, and I'll film it and do all that good stuff. Again, first steps, right? It's baby steps here, and thank you for being patient, because, you know, this is going to be a long process of me getting ready to go on a ride like that. Oh, in the meantime, I did want to share this. What I'm doing in the meantime is very active, because I can't get out there on the trails and ride my motorcycle because I don't have a motorcycle, is I'm getting in shape. So I've been hitting the gym every other day I've been hitting the gym. And I've been trying to get some of that weight I gained in my last job that was super high stressful kind of job. And I've been trying to get that weight off so I get in better shape. Because if I do get out there and start riding on the trails and stuff like that, I want to be in shape enough to where, you know, my bike falls and I'm not going to be A, broken, but B, you know, huffing and puffing just to get the thing back up, you know, after a fall. So I'm trying to get in the best shape I possibly can. So I've been cutting back on food a little bit, still eating. Lifting every other day, getting my 10,000 steps in. And I'm trying this new intermittent fasting diet thing. It's this big craze right now, which I don't know if that's legit or not, but I'm trying it out, and I am losing pounds. I've lost about 5 pounds in maybe about a week and a half. So that would say it's good, but that could be water weight and water shifting around, whatever. We'll see if that's sustainable or if that, you know, starts fluctuating again. But regardless, I'm getting in shape. I'm an old man. I need to be in shape before I go on the TAT trail for 5,000 miles. Okay, so anyway, if you want, subscribe, follow me. I would love to have you come along on this journey. As always, comment if you have any comments on anything I said, especially about what your predictions are about the Tenere 700. Come on, you know, lay them out for me. If you want to talk more about, you know, try to convince me to buy a carbureted bike, please do that. It's not real helpful in my decision-making process, but man, they're out there and they're cheap, which is, you know, that's the big thing for me there. It would save me a lot of money. So any kind of comments you want to make, and again, thanks for all the comments that you've made so far. Really helped me out, you know, a couple times there. And y'all have a great week.